Okay. Georgia Woods Inc. manufactures furniture to customers' specifications and uses job order costing. A predetermined overhead rate is used in applying manufacturing overhead to individual jobs. In Department 1, overhead is applied on the basis of machine hours. All right. So machine hours for Department 1. And in Department 2, on the basis of direct labor. All right. So we use direct labor in Department 2. Beginning of the current year, management made the following budget estimates. And so we have some estimates, direct labor, direct overhead, so forth and so on. And then production for a batch of custom furniture ordered by City Furniture, which is job number 58, was started early in the year and completed 3 weeks later on January 29th. And here's some information specific to job number 58. Direct materials, direct labor, direct overhead, machine hours. So the question says, compute the predetermined overhead rate for each department. All right, in order to come up with the overhead rate, I need to take the manufacturing overhead and then allocate it in Department 1 based on machine hours and in Department 2 based upon labor hours. So that's how we're going to come up with these rates. So for Department 1, we're going to take the 420,000. This is the manufacturing overhead. And we are going to then divide by 12,000 machine hours because Department 1 uses machine hours to allocate its overhead. All right. So let's see what that comes out to. 420,000 divided by 12,000. I get $35 per machine hour, right? And then in Department 2, we're going to use the $337,500. So manufacturing overhead. And here, instead of dividing by machine hours, in Department 2, we use direct labor hours. So now we're going to use 15,000 direct labor hours. All right, so let's do that math. 337,500 divided by 15,000. And I get 2250 per direct labor hour. All right, so both of these are money. Okay. So then we have Department 1, it's kind of an ugly one, and Department number 2. And the first thing that we need to do is to allocate the the overhead into this, because the question is, what's the total cost of the furniture for this job? So we have both departments we need to include, and we have 3 different things: direct materials, direct labor, and then the overhead. All right. So for direct materials, it's 10,100 and 7,600. And then the direct labor is 16,500 and 11,100. So then for the overhead, for Department 1, we need to take machine hours because remember, Department 1 allocates based on machine hours. So we take the 750 and we multiply, right, the 750, the hours that were actually used in the department, times the rate, which is the $35, which we had calculated earlier. 35. All right. And plug that into the calculator. 750 times 35. I get 26,250. And then for Department 2, the calculation is a little different because in Department 2, we use direct labor hours. So we use the 740 and we multiply times the 2250, right? To get our overhead. All of this is the overhead calculation. All right, 740 times 2250 that we calculated before, and I get 16,650. All right, and if we add these up for each department, 10,100 plus 16,500 plus 26,250, I get 52,850. And then for Department 2, $7,600 plus 11,100 plus 16,650, and I get 35,350. But the problem says total cost. So in order to get total cost, we need to add these two together. All right, so 35,350 plus the 52,850, and I get 88,200 is total cost.